Netflix's Lost in Space is the third iteration of Irwin Allen's venerable sci-fi classic. Has it found what it takes to be a success? Let's find out.
Brace for impact.
We're lost. No kidding.
This is Will Robinson of the 24th Colonist Group. I'm the first human to discover evidence of an alien intelligence.
What is that?
It's okay.
Will!
He's with me.
Danger, Will Robinson.
We may not be safe here. How long do we have?
Weeks.
Gently.
What the hell are you?
There is a rule that's written in stone. The Robinsons stick together.
It's safe out there. You don't know what you might find.
John? Where are you? Who are you? It's complicated.
This is Brian, ScreenFiles.com and Review. What I'm reviewing today is the reboot of Irwin Allen's Lost in Space. It began life as a series and ran from 1965 to 1968, 3 years. It was rebooted as a movie to a so-so reception, and there was another attempt actually to reboot it as a television series in 2004. That didn't go particularly well, and this series was never picked up. Though interestingly, it was directed by John Woo, who's done many movies in China, as well as directing things like Face Off. Netflix's reboot of Lost in Space covers similar terrain as the 1965 series, with one important difference. It's updated for the times, and that's so crucial to mention because with the original series, the women, particularly the daughters, were there just to be there for the most part. They didn't really do anything. It was the men who did most of the action and did most of the interesting things, truth be told. And as I mentioned earlier, the 1965 to 68 version of Lost in Space was a product of its times, which meant that there were, I don't remember any people of color on that show at all, frankly. And women were very much in secondary roles. And that's addressed very strongly in a reboot, where women play crucial, pivotal roles in the action, and in fact, arguably can be said to be more important to the plot than the men. What's also particularly interesting is that dysfunction is introduced into the Robinson family. Again, comparing to the original series, they were kind of a perfect, ideal family circa 1960s, which is to say, kind of dull, women knew their place, men did the important things. That's changed entirely. So, in this version, everyone has issues they're coping with. They're people, in other words. The family unit is messy, and people have all sorts of damage to varying degrees. And that really works, and it makes it feel truer to the way life has always been, actually. But it makes it feel more honest and more realistic. What's also particularly interesting, I think, is the choice to make Dr. Smith a woman. And in this, played by Parker Posey, and she's great. She has this like permanent scowl on her face. It's just kind of interesting to watch. And what I find most interesting about this change is that they've given the character a certain desperation, a certain gravitas. What makes her version of Dr. Smith so interesting is that she's not evil per se. She's a person who has been downtrodden, who has, for reasons good and bad, gotten a short end of the stick. And she endeavors to better herself, to get more of the dream, if you will. And she's not above hurting people to do that. She's really selfish. But she's not evil. She just wants. She's been deprived of caring. She's been deprived of things that many of us take for granted. And therefore, she's not above hurting others to get what she wants. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes not. But it's a real fascinating, nuanced portrayal. And when I initially watched the trailers for Lost in Space, there was some green screen that I thought was fairly obvious and just didn't look very good. For the most part, that's not in the series. This is a gorgeous looking television show. It looks great. And the robot is awesome. And they built a whole storyline around the robot, how it came to be, what's it doing there, and so on. It's pretty interesting. This series is a lot of fun. The first season is action-packed. It's family drama. In fact, I should mention a criticism I've had of a Jerry Anderson production, namely Space Precinct, is that it tried to be a family drama and a more adult drama at the same time, and it didn't mesh very well. While some episodes of Space Precinct were freaking great, others were not so much. And a lot of it had to do with that dynamic not working as well as it should. Lost in Space, at least the first season, gets it right. Check it out. It is really a good time. Great television, lots of action, well directed. You will enjoy it. This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Review. Peace.